Hey subscribers, how you guys doing? I thought I'd do another video here of the fire. What I'm doing here is I decided to make some coffee the old-fashioned way. A little percolator type of thing here. And we're going to see how long it takes for this stuff to start percolating. And you can see that I've got a good fire going here. That's what I'm talking about. Right now what I'm doing is I'm just letting the fire get up and burn the wood, because since I've got some 2x4s in there and some of it has paint on it, I have to make sure that all that paint is burned off before I close the valve up there, and so that way the heat starts to come up to the top here. Close off that valve and close this slightly. The heat starts to build up here, and then my percolator will start to percolate my coffee. Yeah! Alright guys, a few months ago, my neighbor picked this thing up, and it was on the side of the road, and I think it was somebody's completely and utterly failed attempt at building something for their kids. It's three-wheel. Every single time you turn, the steel here hits the ground. It doesn't really do anything really, but I've noticed that Allie and Cody, I mean, the tires don't even sit level. You know, even if it was level, instead of sitting on my bender there. I've noticed that Allie and Cody like to play with this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo this entire thing and turn it into like a push cart for them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all this steering. I'm going to keep the primary frame here and get rid of these rear tires. And I'm going to replace them. Turn this a little bit. I'm going to replace all those tires with these Harbor Freight tires here. These little dolly tires. I'll be putting those on the back. And then I'll probably put two more on the front here. And then put little turning spindles. And maybe turn this thing into like a go-kart, but just with no engine, something that they can push around. Steering wheel will probably just go straight up and have one seat here and another seat right here, maybe, I don't know. And then have a bar come up the back, where the person in back will be able to push it. So, I'm going to hack this thing apart right now. Alright, the coffee's starting to percolate. I had to take that center plate off and then make put the coffee pot directly over the hole. Luckily it's big enough to fit directly over the hole, so that way the heat goes directly to the coffee pot. For some reason it wouldn't heat up at all. The water would get warm, but it wouldn't boil, and it needs to boil. So I had to take that plate off of there, give the bottom of the percolator of the coffee pot direct contact with the heat. And it's not quite warm enough in here, I can tell, because every time I exhale, this whole damn shield fogs up, and I can't see. Maybe I might be able to save that to be used later on as a steering. I don't know. We do have that, this is a steering wheel right here that George sent me, Dingo. Big head Audi here on YouTube, so might use that too, not too sure. Looks simple enough to install, just a single bolt. I don't know if this will, no, maybe not. Have to find something else that'll fit that. Alright. What? Oh man, there's a weld right there. Shoot. Well. Yeah, I'll cut that off too. Alright, well now I'm going to, maybe I'll leave this bar on here. I'm going to cut all this crap off now. Okay, well, let's see. So, cut these pieces off and the rest of the welds didn't even hold, so the moment I hit it with the hammer it broke off. Yeah, it makes the job a little easier. Let's get all this junk out of the way here. Okay. Actually, what I should do, see how true this guy made this thing. And I hate that. Whenever you're trying to look for a tape measure and you can never find one, and then the only one you have to resort to is the piece of junk one that has iron filings in it. I got one of these. I've had this one for I don't know how many years. This, it's one of those opposites. You know, normally when you pull out your tape measure, you have to push the button to hold the tape measure out, to hold the tape out while you're measuring something. Well, this is just the opposite. I pull it out and it stays until I push the button. Kind of neat. I like that. Then I've got another one in the house that has the dimensions. It has, you know, the dimensions in the middle in fractions and in decimal points, and I really like that one. But I can't find another tape measure around that has both decimal point and fraction. And I wish I could. So normally when you measure out, square something up, you want to measure on the same side that you're measuring. So if I've got the tape over on one corner, then that's the side I want to stay with on the other, on the corner, to the adjacent corner. So we got 38 inches to the angle iron right here. So now measure on the same side of the tape. What? That's dead on. Holy cow. That's nuts. The rest of this thing was all slapped together, but this frame is completely square down to... Better make sure of that. Wow. Maybe a 16th off, maybe, if that. Huh. So, alright. Now I got this thing all hacked apart. I wonder which side should be the front, which should be the back. I'll make... Maybe we'll make that the front, and this will be the back. Real simple. I'm going to get some bolts. It is too big. No. Huh. Looks like it's too big. But anyway, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take these bolts. I have to go down and get another one. It's too late to go down there now. But I'll weld them on the back. This. Just weld down inside there. And then do the same thing for, well, not the same thing to the front, because the front's going to have steering. I'll have to go down and get 3 more of these bolts. Because one on here, and one for each spindle. And these are going to be the tires that I'll use. Just these simple Harbor Freight things. That's what I'll use. 16. What? Alrighty. Now let's check this out, huh? There's steam coming out of it. Oh, there is, kind of. A little bit. Can't really pick it up on the... Oh, maybe if I go over to the black. There we go. Now you can see it. Yeah. Let's check this out, see what she looks like. Ooh, yeah. It's working. What's that look like, ladies? If you don't know, then you need to get yourself a life. Alright. Well, I got a personal message from Double X, freaking legit Double X, and he asked me what was going on with the Kawasaki. Well, there it is. Still sitting there. I moved it over there so it was out of the way. Still sitting on the same table. Haven't really messed around with it. Been doing a bunch of other stuff. I'm pretty confident that the thing is going to work, but it's still drained of all oil. I've actually got the oil sitting right there. That's going to be for it. That's pretty much where it's sitting right now. Haven't tested it out or anything like that. So one of these days maybe I'll be getting it ready, getting it working, but I want to take care of a whole bunch of little small stuff first. Okay, well, I was just looking at this thing and it looks like I'm going to have to get shorter bolts for this. What I'll probably do is build the front end first and then do the rear end, so that way I know how wide this thing's going to be. I was going around to some of these gaming channels and I came across one that is pretty cool. He's got a few decent walkthroughs and stuff. He's only been on YouTube since, like, well, his channel says he's only been on YouTube since like August 9th. So I feel like I'm trying to pimp him out on some dating service.
Now let's point out this available YouTuber. He enjoys doing commentaries on Modern Warfare 3 and Halo. Long walks along the beach and driving the neighbor's dog crazy with a laser pointer. He's 19, 5'7", and a Libra. He likes being called the Shirtless Assassin. So, if you're looking to click that special spot, then head over to Brand T5 and bring up the heat on his subscription numbers.
Yeah, so that's his channel, Brent T5, and go check him out, subscribe. He's got some pretty decent material on his channel. Alright, the moment of truth. We're going to get ourselves a little bit of coffee and see how good this stuff tastes. It's been percolating for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Fill it up halfway. This is how I make even my coffee in the house. Fill it up halfway with regular coffee. That's why, I also make it a little bit more stronger. And then I put in a little bit of water. Cool it down. Big old block of ice in there. Doesn't seem to be melting very good. It's not warm enough in here to melt all this ice. I had to work in this. It's pretty chilly in here. Alright, take myself a little bit of sugar. Yes. And I put about 7 scoops of sugar in it. Yeah. Still a little strong. Probably because I boiled all the water out of it. Yeah. Coffee, coffee, coffee. This will warm up my spirits. Where's my vodka at? Good stuff. It's still dang cold in here. Dang it. I had so much wood in here. And it was nice and warm here for a while, but now it's gotten cold in here. How the hell can I have to cut more wood? There's got to be something I can use. Ooh, I know. There we go. How about using this full tank of propane? Yeah!